the Mythbusters, Grant Imahara,
Warning!
Tory Belleci,
It's getting dangerous now, and that's how we like it.
and Kari, Byron.
That is messed up!
They don't just tell the myths,
Wow, I can feel the pressure.
they put them to the test.
We are here with Kari, Grant, and Tory from Mythbusters. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to speak with us. How you guys doing this afternoon?
Good.
Yeah, it's been a crazy Comic-Con so far.
Having a blast at Nerdy Gras.
I like that. I'm going to use that. It's Nerd Summer Camp.
Yeah, you guys are pretty pro now at Comic-Con. How do you feel coming back each year? Is this something that you guys look forward to?
Absolutely. This is a chance for us to actually meet our fans, you know, and we're walking around the floor, some of us in costume.
That's right, I brought a costume.
Okay, wait, now you have to tell us what's your costume.
Battlestar Galactica, the reboot. So I have a Viper pilot costume and duty blues. So it's actually really neat to wear a costume out, because when you go in your civilian clothes, or I like to call them the Muggle clothes, you get recognized. That they're like, "What are you talking about?"
Oh, I love Harry Potter, so I got it right away.
Yeah. People look at you and they kind of recognize you, but if you're wearing like a Viper flight suit, you sort of blend into the background.
Oh, so you do not blend in.
You do.
You evolve around it. You're in costume.
It's easier to navigate.
So you're trying to say that was like your camouflage going through the crowd?
Oh no, I wore it because I want to wear it. I think that's an added benefit.
It's kind of an excuse is why he gets to wear it.
Later on, I think I'm gonna try out the slave Leia and see if I can get through the crowd easier with that.
I think you definitely should. I think you'll get some looks.
Confirmed or plausible.
What about you, Kari? What do you?
I'm in my costume right now. I'm going as Kari, Byron from Mythbusters. I think that's
pretty good.
I heard that's a pretty popular, and there's a figurine here, two of you.
These are our new bobbleheads.
Oh, that's amazing. We need to get a bobble.
Kind of creepy.
Not only that, we say.
That is just weird.
That's great. Is it weird, like hearing yourself talk as a bobblehead?
Sound like that?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, do you guys get a lot of time that you can actually walk around and see? Like, have you anything that you really like so far?
I got here early. I got here a day before these guys, just so I could walk around and look at all the great booths. You know, Marvel always has a really big, awesome booth. I saw this car from Total Recall. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's out there on the street, and it's got these two androids sitting next to it, and it's so awesome. I have to go back and drool over it.
I saw the Ghostbusters car too, with the Ghostbusters in front of it.
And the Back to the Future DeLorean is here as well.
Yeah, one of the actual originals, because we were going around and we saw that they have a replica one, but then they're actually auctioning off.
When is that?
When are they?
I'll have to call the credit card company.
Yeah, so any geeky purchases that you guys have made shopping here at Comic-Con?
Yes.
What did you get?
So there's a show called Warehouse 13, and on this show they have the equivalent. It's not a gun; it's an electrical discharge weapon called a Tesla, and you fire it at people, and then they get electrified, and they forget like the last couple minutes. So they have replicas of these for sale here, just a limited number of them. And so I said, I have a friend who works at the booth. It's made by a company called Quantum Mechanics. Set one aside for me. I don't care what it costs. And then I sort of found out what it cost. And it cost so much that I had to call my credit card company and answer a multiple choice quiz about myself, of which the first question was a trick question. Answer was D, none of the above.
So Comic-Con has really expanded. You know, it's not just comic books, like you said. Now we have movie premieres here, Captain America tonight, and also TV shows. What do you guys feel the most drawn to?
There's a show Mythbusters I really like. I'm gonna go see that
that one's
panel.
awesome.
That panel's
It's
tonight.
at 7:45, I think, right?
Yeah.
I hear there's actually a line already starting up for a queue.
Really?
Do they know we're not blowing anything up though?
I don't know. I feel like maybe they
They're
do.
like, you can set something on fire, you're gonna blow something up.
Just tell them, yeah. Oh yes, we totally will, and you'll come to the panel.
Just tase them, and so they'll forget that you said that.
Yeah.
With your new toy.
Wait, so you spent all that money and it doesn't actually work?
Not yet.
Replica.
Grant's in the shop.
He's gonna go, dang it, I forgot how this thing works.
What is this? How did I build it? Who am I?
You'll show up on set. I don't know what I'm doing here. So let's talk a little bit about the show. It's an amazing show. So many people are fans. What are your favorite parts of the show?
I love working with my friends. Quite honestly, they're my family. They're my friends. I spend more time with them than my actual family, and just getting to come to work every day and have the camaraderie and learn things from them, and okay, it's
And
a little
also-
too mutual.
I know.
And also,
They're not.
really torturing each other when the time comes, because that's the flip side of working with your friends. When they want to know, hey, what scares you? Already, there's a whole database of what scares us, or what we find disgusting.
Never
They whip
reveal
it.
ever what you're afraid of. It
Learn
will
that too late.
come back to haunt you.
And you know exactly what will make them throw up.
Yeah.
That's like Kari's an easy target, I hate to say. But it's just so easy to get her to throw
I think my
up.
nickname is Target right now.
Yeah. You know what's great about the show is there are those moments where you expect one thing to happen and then the exact opposite happens. Like we were testing this, actually Jamie and Adam did it. Is a elephant afraid of a mouse? And so they set the scenario up just like in a cartoon. They revealed this mouse to the elephant, and the elephant freaked out. He didn't have a table to jump up on, or a chair to jump up on. But it actually worked. An elephant is afraid of a tiny little mouse, and it's those moments that I love where you're just like, this is never going to work, and then it works, and you're all looking at each other like, who would have guessed this one?
And it's amazing because you guys actually do this live on camera. So like you said, your fans actually get to see your real reactions. Now, is there anything that you had happen on the show that you guys personally thought, like, I knew this was going to happen. This is something that I was really looking forward to, and it did happen?
Well, we always know when the explosions are going to happen.
And that is a major part of the show.
Yeah. It's a large part of our show. I think a lot of times, you'll go into an experiment and you're supposed to keep an open mind so that you don't bias the outcome, but a lot of times it's really hard. Like, no way this is going to work. And often we're totally surprised when it comes out.
Yeah, it's much more fun when you really have a lot of doubt and then the opposite happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, like with the, we had one where it was an old-timey dive suit, like one of the canvas ones with a big brass helmet, and your air supply comes from the top. And so the myth is, if you interrupt that air supply, cut the line, for example, there's enough pressure from the water to crush the body, and not only do that, but force it up into the helmet and into the hose. And we set this thing up. Tory built a guy out of meat.
He was the coolest meat man I'd ever met. I basically took a plastic skeleton and just wrapped like pork loin and like
Horrifying.
just
Frankenstein.
different parts of pig with the skin still on it and sewed it up. Yeah, it was pretty gnarly.
In any other arena, he would be arrested or put on a watch list.
Yeah. Serial killer.
But then, yeah, the refrigerator got turned off over the weekend.
Well, what happened was it would kick on. It was this refrigerator truck. We had, I had to build it inside the truck, otherwise the meat would go bad. But our neighbor, so every like half hour, it would kick back on to cool off. And there was a neighbor who got sick of hearing it that night, and he came over and shut it off. So we got in, and the meat had rotten. So it was so gross. I had to give it a bleach bath. Just to get rid of the smell. It was the nastiest thing.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're committed, though. You took really good care of it.
Something not mentioned on that episode.
True.
The backstories.
But yeah, we cut the line, and Meat Man crushed up into the helmet. The guts that Tory placed in the chest, and it hits the windshield, the little window there. And then the smell of rotting Meat Man comes up through the hose and hits all of us.
We didn't expect that one.
No.
Now, have they ever talked about a myth that you guys were just like, no, I'm not going to do that. No way.
We don't want to do any what we like to call oogie boogie myths. We don't want to do anything that we can't test scientifically. So we're never going to go test Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster. We have to find myths that you actually can apply the scientific method to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of like, you know, when a new Twilight movie comes out, fans can suggest myths. They go to the Discovery Channel website and say, "Can you do this?" And so whenever Twilight comes, there's like a spike in vampire myths. Really sparkle. Well, if we could find a vampire,
Yeah, can you produce a vampire?
We'd be able to test it, but we can't. Or zombies.
Yeah, zombie. That's what I want to do next. Are zombie myths, because I mean,
That's why he built the Meat Man.
It's a full circle.
You can come up with, you know, scenarios that could happen. You know, it's like you don't actually need a zombie. You can have a zombie, you know, action figure of some sort to actually tell. I mean, there's so many cool things that happen in these zombie movies that I think we could do a whole episode of zombie myths. So that's kind of what I've been pushing for. Yeah, I'm waiting for the apocalypse. Bring on the horror.
What are some of your favorite moments working together?
Playing jokes on each other.
There was one moment where we were waiting for it was fire extinguisher. We put a fire extinguisher in a fire to see if it blew up, it would have put the fire out. And it was from a movie. And so with pressure vessels, it's not like a regular explosion where you have a countdown, you hit the firing pin and it explodes. A pressure vessel, it's going to explode, you just don't know when. And we were all standing around watching this thing sitting in the fire, and we'd been waiting, I don't know, for like an hour or so. And they would like turn the camera off and then turn it back on because they didn't want to miss it. And for whatever reason, the camera started rolling, and we were like, okay, and we were like, let's play charades. And we were like, sounds like, and as soon as that word was said, the thing blew up. It was one of those moments where it was like, everyone was like, yes, we got it on film.
We tested cold feet, whether your feet can actually turn cold if you're in real fear, and we found out that Grant was afraid of spiders, so we built a torture chair with a clear glass box that his head went into, and slowly dropped palm-sized tarantulas on his head, and they started crawling around his face, and you know, that was pretty funny. But then when they started pooping on his face,
apparently spiders crap themselves when they get scared, so
yeah,
they were more afraid of you than you were of them.
that was so much fun.
But to add insult to injury, so I've got all these streaks going across my face, and these spiders, which, you know, they're palm-sized, they're hairy, and they're really, really fast. And so they're like crawling all over my head.
So
they jump.
Like, it was like, I mean, his hair looked frosted with all this yellow stuff. It was disgusting.
Yeah, I got cold feet too.
But we were laughing with you.
You have a fear, let's exploit it.
I'm so afraid of puppies and chocolate. Don't get them anywhere near me.
Yeah, I hate massage. I hate neck massages, back massages, any kind of massage I hate.
You heard it here first.
You guys have a couple days left of Comic-Con. Anything that you're dying to see that you guys are going to go to that you've been looking forward to?
Let's see, Eureka. So there are a couple TV shows that I like to watch. Eureka, Warehouse 13. They have some panels. Check those out.
Isn't there a big costume?
Yeah.
Masquerade Ball, yeah.
After our panel, doesn't matter.
That is always, the Masquerade is always like a freak show. I love it.
I love seeing the costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the effort that's put into some of these costumes is amazing.
Oh, it's I think for many of the high-end costume people, it's like all year, and immediately start working on next year's.
I'm actually really drawn to the steampunk people. I love seeing what they come up with.
And it's pretty amazing. We've talked to a bunch of the people that are in costume, like the amazing ones that we've seen, and a lot of them, almost every single person has made their own costume. It's pretty amazing.
That's the best part about it.
Yeah. So for you guys who have been here and walked a little bit around the floor, what is your favorite costume that you've seen?
Let's see. I saw a mashup of it was a Gamorrean guard. I think it was a steampunk Gamorrean guard.
Okay.
So a little Star Wars, a little steampunk. Those are always great.
Now every single person's going to be like, that was me!
Yeah.
He saw me! All right, so since we are at Comic-Con, a lot of people, popular question, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Oh, I know what mine is. Mine is invincibility, because there are so many moments where, like, we will be in a car crash, or, you know, we'll have a crash, and, you know, maybe at 25 miles an hour. That's as safe as we can do it. But there's moments where I'm like, I would love to crash a car at 100 miles an hour and just to experience that and not get hurt. Or jump into a fire and see what that would be like but not get hurt. So mine would be invincibility.
That sounds good. I'll take that one.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
That's
Wait,
a great answer.
Are you talking about a superpower that I'd like to have here at Comic-Con, like dispensing deodorant? Teleportation? That. It's well for me as well. So that would be awesome.
That's a good one. I don't think I've ever actually heard that. What is the scariest thing that's happened to you guys while you're on set?
Yeah, it's funny when we plan things like explosions. There's so much safety around it that those are never scary moments for us. Like the things that you would think are dangerous and scary are actually really planned down to the last detail. The craziest stuff happens that when you don't expect it. Like I slipped in ballistics gel that was on the floor and broke my knee. Like the little things are the things that are going to get you.
That was actually really scary because when Kari did that, your instinct is you run over and you say, "Hey, Kari, are you okay?" And her answer was not, "Yeah, I'm fine." It was like, "I don't think so."
Not so much.
Yeah, I remember. And Tori had to like pick her up and carry her to the car.
Oh, wow.
I think the scariest, I don't know about you, but we were doing Shark Week.
Yeah, no, that was really scary.
They were testing, is it scary, is it better to play dead or alive if you're in shark infested water? And so they basically chummed the water. There was probably like 40 sharks and the water was just boiling with the sharks, and the producer's like, keep chumming it, we want more sharks. And they looked at us and they're like, all right, now you guys got to get in there. And it was just like the worst moment. I was like, everything in my body's like, I am not getting in that water. But we pushed through it and did it. By the way, Shark Week starts July 31st.
Good.
Little plug.
Things to look forward to in the upcoming season. Well, thank you guys so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.